Sorry to keep you waiting. Thanks so much for coming all the way out here, everyone. Cheer up, eh? Thanks. Take me with you when you fight the sorceress, okay? I want to get even. I want my revenge. Do we have to fight? Isn't there another way? You know, to avoid any bloodshed? Yo, what are you saying all of a sudden? Maybe someone really smart can come up with a way, so we wouldn't have to fight anymore. What are you getting at? If someone can come up with something, that would be great. But no one's doing anything. They're all scared, uneasy, all they do is complain. They just pretend to be thinking. They criticize others, but in the end they can't do anything either. Renoa, why all this all of a sudden? What do you expect from me? I grew up in garden. I'm a seed. Do you understand? Squall? You have to voice your feelings or else I won't understand. You were part of the resistance movement in Timber, right? Unlike others who were all talk, you took to your weapons and fought. And now you're saying all this? What happened to you? I guess I'm getting scared. Sometimes when I'm with all of you, I feel like we're on the same wavelength, you know? But when the battles start happening, it's different. Everyone's tempo seems to pick up and I get left behind. I try to catch up, but it's no use. How far is everyone going? I can't hear anyone. Once I catch up, I wonder, is everyone safe? Will they welcome me with open arms? Is everyone okay? Will we all make it back together? When I start thinking like that, Renoa, I understand. Someone might not be there. Someone you love may disappear before your very eyes. It's tough when you live your life thinking that way. But that's why I fight. Here it comes. When I was a little kid, I was about 4 or so, I was in an orphanage. Plenty of kids, all with no parents. It was around the end of the Sorceress War, so I guess it couldn't be helped. Anyway, that's where I was. And out of all the kids there, one was very special to me. Irvi, wanna play? I really liked this girl, and it made me so happy just talking to her. Sephi, what you playing? War. Was that orphanage a stone house? You guessed it. An old house made of stone by the ocean? You guessed it. I knew right away when we first met. Hey, why didn't you tell us? Yeah, why didn't you tell us? 'Cause you two seem to have forgotten. It just kinda sucked that I was the only one who remembered. Spunky little Selfie and bossy little Quisty. That is just so weird. Huh? Hey, do you guys remember setting off fireworks? That was... this way! And look who's here. Sis, where did you go? You don't like me anymore? What a shameful sight. How about this? Yeah! The ocean, the lighthouse. We did set off fireworks. Yo! Kids aren't supposed to play with fireworks. I'm gonna tell on you. Cry, baby Cell, go back to bed. If I remember this, does that mean I was there too? We all got in big trouble. Then what about my parents in Balam? The Dinchs in Balam must have adopted you. Yep, that's probably it. I was here? Yo, come on, stop it. Matron, help. Cry, baby Cell. Who's that? Na 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 na. Stop teasing me, Safer. Oh my goodness. Safer, my arch enemy. Wow, he was there too? Well, Safer. Safer was always safer. Cell, always crying and screaming. Irvine? Sorry, don't remember you. That's harsh. Quistis, I think you were difficult to deal with. Selfie, always full of energy. Safer was there too. Except for Renoa, we were all there. Hey, that means... Yeah, I was there too. Sis. I was always waiting for Sis to come back. I'm all alone, but I'm doing my best. I'll be okay without you, Sis. I'll be able to take care of myself. I didn't turn out okay at all. Sis. Alone. So Alone was Sis. She was a bit older than us, and we all used to call her Sis. Quistis, Cell, Selfie, Irvine, Safer, Alone, and myself. Yeah. I'm not sure what the meaning behind all this is, but we were definitely together. You mean Sis is alone? She's the one that takes us back to Laguna's period. She said she wanted to change the past. I don't know why. There can only be one reason for that. She must not be happy with the present. If that's the case, I'm definitely up for helping her. She's part of our orphanage gang. You didn't even remember who she was. Hey, Selfie, that goes for you too. Yeah, that's true. It's pretty scary we've forgotten all these things. So Ma and Pa aren't my real parents. I wonder where the orphanage is. So Sis was alone, eh? Everyone was fond of Sis, but you, Squall, kept talking to her for yourself. You sure have good memory. This is really strange. I don't think I was adopted because of the way I am. Probably the same with Safer too. You two must have been at Garden by the age of 5 or so. Even so, he's never mentioned anything about growing up in an orphanage, and nothing about this has ever crossed my mind when I see him either. Don't you find that odd? That's gonna make for an awkward combo with Cell's parents. Yeah, kind of. That is strange. In my case, I had loads and loads of fun after going to Trabia. That's probably why I forgot all about my childhood. That's what I think. But I don't know what's up with you guys. It's so odd that you would forget. I remember. Yes, I remember now. Things didn't work out too well at my new home. So I came to Garden at the age of 10. That was when I first noticed Safer and Squall. Safer and Squall were always fighting. Yeah, Twist is always used to break us up. Yes, that's right. Seifer was a kid who always needed to be the center of attention, but Squall always used to ignore him. But eventually they would end up fighting. Squall could have easily walked away from it, but always took up the challenge. He should have just ignored him, but Squall, almost in tears, would say, "I gotta do my best by myself, or else I won't be able to see Sis." I guess I was trying to take Alone's place. I tried, but to no avail. That's probably it. Even after becoming an instructor, I couldn't stop thinking about Squall. I thought it was love. I had to hide my feelings because I was an instructor, but I've come to realize it wasn't. It was my childhood feelings as a big sister that lingered. Oh well. A misunderstood love? Actually, I'd completely given up when Renoa came into the picture. She's like, yeah, honestly, after Renoa started appearing, I was like, yeah, you know what, you're not getting this guy anyways. Hey, it must be the same for Seifer. I'm sure Seifer has forgotten his childhood too, but whenever he sees Squall, his inner feelings start to boil and... Is that why he's always picking fights with Squall? Why is it that we forgot? We grew up together as kids. How's that possible? How about this? The price we pay for using the GF. The GF provides us its power, but the GF makes its own place inside our brain. So, you're saying that the area is where our memories are stored? No, that's just a rumor the GF critics are spreading. So if we keep on relying on the GF, we won't be able to remember a lot of things? There is no way Headmaster Sid would allow such a dangerous thing. Then how is it that I remember while everyone else has forgotten? Well, in my case, I hadn't junctioned the GF until recently. That's why I remember a lot more than you guys. How about you, Selphie? Your first experience with the GF was when you came to Balamb Garden, right? Yeah. We gave up our memories in exchange for power? Is it because of the GF that we forgot? Is that why other forces refrained from using GF? Yeah, that came up when we first did the tutorial, and it was like, hey, there's rumors that GFs can erase memories. That's the price we pay for our junctions. There are some things we're better off not remembering, especially when your life revolves around battles. I have a confession to make. When I was 12, I went on an outdoor training session. I found the GF inside one of the monsters I defeated. I junctioned that GF for a while, so I have experience with GF too. But it's really weird. I can't remember the name of that GF. It must be the GF's fault. What should we do? What should we do? Nothing. What do you mean, nothing? So what do you want to do? You want to stop using GF now? As long as we continue fighting, we're indebted to the powers of the GF. If there's a price I have to pay for that, I'll gladly pay it. Hey, I know! Let's all keep a diary. That way we'll always have something to remind us. Are you sure that's what you want? Maybe that's for the best. Yeah, I don't care if I forget about my childhood when Seifer used to pick on me. What's important to me now is having the power to protect my parents in Balamb. They adopted me. There's no way I'm letting go of that power. Hey, do you all remember Matron? She was always wearing black. Let's see. Matron. Dressed in black. She's the... Very kind, long black hair. Yes, I really admired her. I see a resemblance. Matron, they look alike. Wait, I just pictured her face and... Look alike? Nah, that's not it. Matron's name is Idia Kramer. Matron is Sorcerer Idia. Matron? Sorceress Idia? Why is the matron... Why? You're wondering why Matron would take over a country or fire missiles and whatnot? At this point, we probably wouldn't comprehend it even if we talked about it. You're probably right. Hear me out. Seed and garden were all Matron's idea, right? I'm not a seed, but I share the same feeling with all of you. Seeds are supposed to fight the sorceress, right? This is strange. That's right. It was when I was being tortured by Seifer. He wanted to know what seed was. Matron should know. But Matron is Sorceress Idia. There's no denying that. What does this all mean? It means that whatever is currently puppeting Idia's body, it is not Idia, because Idia would know what seeds are. Squall, you listening? So, this is what I wanted to say. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I understand what Renoa is saying. I understand, but I'm still gonna fight. I want to stay true to everything I've stood for. I'm sure it's the same for everyone. That's why I thought it'd be best for everyone if everyone knew we would have to face Matron. And that is also why he had trouble fighting her, why he was freaking out when he was supposed to assassinate her. Because he's the only one in the group who remembered that she was actually the woman who raised him for the first 4 years of his life. You've all heard this before. How life has infinite possibilities. I don't believe that one bit. There weren't many paths for me to choose. Sometimes there would only be one. From the limited possibilities I faced, the choices I made have brought me this far. That's why I value the path I chose. I want to hold true to the path that had to be taken. I know our opponent is Matron, whom we all love very much. We might lose something very important on account of the GF. But I don't mind. It's not like I drifted here on the tides of fate. I'm here because I choose to be here. And more importantly, we all grew up together. But due to various circumstances, we were all separated. As a kid, you couldn't really go out on your own. There were no other paths to take. All I did was just cry. But somehow we're together again, just like old times, for a lot's changed. We're not kids anymore. We're strong enough to take care of ourselves. Make our own decisions. We're confronting a big one right now. Do we fight Matron or not? I say we fight. Shoot for a common goal. Hey, at least it will keep us together for a little longer. Yeah, let's do it. We can't run from her for the rest of our lives. It's just such a bummer. I can't believe we have to fight Matron. I know, but Zell's right. We can't run from her forever. Renoa, it's up to you. We're gonna fight. I think that's the only way we can move on with our lives. If that makes any sense at all, come with us. I'm sure that's what everybody wants. Look, look! A gift from the fairies! Yo, you wanna go check out Adia's orphanage? I wonder what it's like now. We might find a clue. Clue? You mean as to why Matron turned out like this? It probably has to do with something that happened in the past. But the past is the past. It's over, done with. Despite what truth we find, it's not going to change the present. But I want to see it too. I don't know what we'll find, but let's head for Adia's house. I guess that's it. We're fighting. You guys are fearless. Fearless? I don't think that's quite right. If you think too hard, you become lost. I think that's what everyone's afraid of. I wish we didn't have to fight either. So yeah, that is one of the most important scenes in the entire game. Explains a lot. So all of them, except for Renoir, used to grow up in the same orphanage together. And were all raised by Iria. But what I didn't realize when I first played this game, and what I realized in hindsight when I played the remaster 20 years later, was that the reason why I like this game so much, or one of the things that I like so much about this game, is that it shows how different people who went through trauma can develop in different ways depending on how their trauma was dealt with. Cell, he got adopted into a happy family because all of these kids were war orphans, right? They had all lost their parents in a sorcerer's war. They had all been raised in an orphanage. But Cell got adopted by loving, happy parents and has become a pretty damn well-balanced person. Yeah, he's a bit hot-headed and a bit emotional, but he has a decent head on his shoulders, he has decent morals, he has his shit together, he has varied interests, he has a family that he can rely on, so he's actually a pretty stable person. Selphie got to Trabia Garden, which is still a military institution, it's still a mercenary force, a private military company basically. But at least she had lots of friends and lots of fun, so in combination with her usual perky character, she became this trigger-happy, let's skin the animal to get out of prison kind of person. Unbothered by the past, very happy, slightly psychotic. Makes sense. Irvine is the only one who didn't lose his memories. He's the most reflective one, but he also grew up in a garden, so he's also very practical about it. Quistis got adopted, but it didn't work out, so she's still carrying her baggage around. And Zephyr and Squall were just completely let's skin what? You don't remember that scene? When we were stuck in the prison and the Mombas, one of the Mombas got mistreated by the gods, we rescued the Mumba, and then we were talking about how we could get out of, we as in Quistis, Cell and Selphie, we're talking about how they could get out of prison, and Selphie looked at the Mumba and she went, we could skin this little guy and wear him as a disguise. And it's like, nobody in that room was sure whether she was actually being serious or not, okay? So she's a little bit psycho, but she's a happy-go-lucky psycho. She's a manic pixie psycho girl. And then you have Squall and Zephyr, who were both put into a garden at age 5 and basically raised to be soldiers, and as a consequence never dealt with their trauma, never really had much of a healthy coping mechanism. And it shows, it really shows. And that's one of the things that I love so much about this game, is that it looks at how different characters develop, or different people develop based on not what happened to them, like the traumatic event that happened to them, but what's really important is what happens afterwards. And so yeah, very, very much important information that we got here. We are not going to go down to the orphanage yet. We're going to save here. Tomorrow when we start out, we are going to play some cards in Trabia Garden to win the Selphie card. Which is a good thing that we already changed the rules for Trabia when we were in Galbadia Garden. So we don't have to worry about having to deal with shitty rules in this garden. We're gonna win Selphie's card, we're gonna do some more side questing, level up our GFs because we have gotten a lot of new GFs. And then we are going to basically finish disc number 2 tomorrow. 2 out of 4. But that's gonna be for tomorrow. Until then, thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you had some fun. And I hope to see you guys again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Vienna time. Until then, have a good evening. Bye bye.